Now it's for real, Paige.
Now it's being recorded.
No. Hey, welcome to the Felix Durgan Ellefson Base Shop call for the 29th of February. Man, this is like anniversary month for you, isn't it, Paige? You have birthday months, you have anniversary months, the whole thing. Um,
Yeah, my anniversary is on your birthday, Tom.
I know, I wasn't bringing that up. Um, but all right, this is our last meeting call for September. Actually, we started the month of October on Saturday morning, which is really cool. The turn in for business is now starting for October in the cemetery calendar. One caveat though, if you do an instant issue today or tomorrow, it will count on your issue paid for September. So that's a really cool thing. You got a couple bonus days here in September to really push that last bit of the promotion. So it's kind of a really neat, unique opportunity. So embrace that.
Yeah, for Symmetry World, we are officially in October. For Carrier World, we're still in September. So you got a little bit of time if you're getting for that promotion to get that thing done. Hit the done button.
Hey Paige, real quick before we go into this, what would what would three or four carriers look like for you with instant issue, instant approval, like for today?
Which carriers would I choose?
Yeah,
Americo for sure,
100%.
because they
100%.
actually they backdate for you. So even like whenever your business is submitted and approved for Americo, Tom, correct me if this has changed, but if you submit something today, even if it issues on Friday or next week or on the 15th of October, it still counts for September. Don't, isn't that true, Tom?
To a
For
point, yes. Depends on what that was and if snapshots come out and if that's been reconciled. But yes. And
Typically,
you can
they do a little backdate, but they do instant approval. So that's when you can
I
do. SBLI is also a really, really good one for getting that done quickly.
I
Mutual
will
of
say
Omaha,
this.
amicable.
So Friday was the 26th, right?
Hmm.
So Americo, if you wrote something yesterday, Saturday, or today or tomorrow with Americo, it will backdate to the 26th,
Yes. Yes, you can
which is
backdate.
awesome.
Yep.
If they have this weird symmetry calendar, it's awesome. I love it. It's one of the perks.
Yeah.
Um,
Use those core carriers. Americo, SBLI, American Amicable, and Mutual of Omaha. They all have very, very fast issue dates, and they're all instant decision too, for the most part.
did you know? Here's a did you know, Paige. This will be fun. Did you know that American Amicable um, does not run banking information past the 28th of the month? So if you write something on the 28th, 29th, 30th, and it gets approved, it's going to go into October. Just kind of a weird quirk that I learned kind of the hard way, but
Hey,
just thought I'd share.
you just learn that here. You learn those little nuances in the business as we go. Do you
All
want to do this?
right.
Do you want me to?
Hey, whatever. I'm talking, you talk. You go.
Okay. So for the month of September, total base shop numbers here. We've got Felix team, 7 unique writers, one brand new, 63 families protected for 76,396. For the Durgan Ellefson, we've got 9 unique writers, one brand new, 90 families protected for 119,864. Tom, you and I could not have protected 90 families all by ourselves last month. There is like zero chance that would have happened. So that's just speaking to the impact of what we're able to do just by linking arms and getting out there and protecting families.
Do we
We've
want
got
to try?
Oh gosh, I don't know that I'm up for that one, Tom. I think that let's make this a team effort and keep it that way. I like where your head's at. We got
Uh.
Lisa with one family for 129, John with one family for 875, James two families for 1,059, Jordan with two families for 1,200, Rafa for three families 4,904, Dustin five families for 5,809, myself seven families 6,825. Tommy Boy, 5 families for 9,208. Those are some good ones in there, Tom. I like that. Brandon, 9 families for 9,754. And Mama Margot, 9 families for 17,915. For the week, Team Felix, 20 families, 21,656. Durgan Ellefson, 23 families, 36,24 for the week of September 20th. So that was last week, wrapping it up. I'm excited. Way to go, team. September is a good month.
Do you know what a better month is?
What?
The next one, and the
Mm.
next one, and the next one. This is the best quarter. This is the best quarter for insurance. And you know why, Paige? People come over to your house, they do family stuff. It kind of starts with that Halloween buzz, and then you get Thanksgiving and Christmas, and there's a whole bunch of family activities. So people are really, really dialed in on helping their families and protecting their families. So,
Got family on the brain.
and hey, speaking of protecting, look at this. Conversations, right? Conversations of sharing this opportunity with people. And, you know, I'm not even going to say a page, but Rachel had 1, James had 4, Bridget 4, Paige 4, and myself had 9.
Look at you,
So,
Tom. Subtle
what?
brag. Subtle brag. I like it. Congrats.
Hey,
Well done.
you know what though? You know what the best thing is? And hey, by the way, I'm going to give a little shout out, a little preview that tomorrow this team minus myself and a couple others added on are on the Wayland call tomorrow, and it's going to be hella worth it. All right, it's going to be fire. It's going to be amazing. And Paige, I just want to give you props in this because when we started building together, these conversations were what made our business go boom early on. So, and it still does.
Mhm.
So that's kind
Yep.
of where I was going with it. Shameless
I'll be
plugs, but
speaking
yeah.
on the Wayland call. So will Bridget.
What?
I'll be on the Wayland call. So will Bridget.
Bridget,
Super fired up about it. It's going to be good.
James, I think too, and Dave, I
Yep.
believe. Yeah,
Yep.
it's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, next one.
New writers for the month of September. We've got Marcel coming in for Team Durgan and Jennifer for Team Burge. Congratulations. First of many to come. Brand new faces on the board. That first step's always the hardest, Tom, right? Like you got to get
Oh,
end stage. And it's not even hard. It's just, I think, kind of a like mental barrier of figuring out the end part of what we do, right? Writing the application, getting it submitted to the carrier. What does that look like? What do you have to do to get it issued, right? Communicating with the insurance company, getting that done, and then seeing that little deposit hit your bank account. That's like when things get real. So
did
congrats to our Brady writers.
did you hack into my computer page?
Mm-mm.
Because you just gave the best lead into what we're going to talk about when this is all done. And
Like,
by the way, you are here in the Zoom work room, the virtual office. It's open 9 to 9 Eastern time, sometimes even later, just depends on who's there. But there are so many opportunities, so many ways. There's underwriting calls, there's dialing rooms, there's people running appointments. I mean, it's anything you really want to learn and see and watch, it's all right there. Fantastic tool. And it's grown so much too.
yep.
So, and
Get on it. Stay on it.
if you see people dialing, get in there.
Yep.
Man, Paige, go back to what you said because it's such a good lead in when you start to figure this out, right? When the difficulty of it. Go through that one more time and then I'll stop bugging you on this and I'll get into it.
I can't remember what I said, to be honest with you. So
Oh,
back to you. You
goodness.
got this.
Ugh. Oh, one shot wonder. There we go. I got it. Hey, we're good. No, really, Paige did a great job last week of talking about the FIF resets and getting out of debt, right? The monetary debt, right? That we're trying for our clients. Now, today, this kind of just hit me. Let's get out of debt emotionally today. We're going to change some of the things in your mindset that Paige mentioned earlier. When you change your mindset, when you change where you're going, when you change what you're looking at, when you change how you talk to yourself, this business will start to take off for you and with you, right? And I was inspired on this topic of changing your personal reality from a conversation I had with two amazing agents on Friday. And I thought I'd expand on it a little bit. So think about this. Think about the last time you woke up and you felt like the day was already decided before it even started. Think about that, right? What did that look like? Meaning same routine, same thoughts, same emotion. I'm going to do the same old today, right? Or, I love the quote. What is it? Dunkin' Donuts, time to make the donuts, right? It's that same mentality, right? And here's the key point in this. Most people live in the past because their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are recycled daily, meaning we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are the same as yesterday. Have you ever, raise your hand or put in the chat, type in loop if you've ever felt like you've been stuck in the loop, living the same day over and over and over again. Yeah, exactly, right? Um, so when you're thinking these 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are the same as yesterday, your thoughts create feelings. Your your feelings drive behaviors. Your behaviors reinforce beliefs, and then your beliefs shape your reality, right? And if and how many times have you heard this? If you're doing any bit of self-development, I know you've heard this. If nothing changes inside, nothing changes outside. And to change your personal reality, let's say you got to change your personality, your thoughts, your habits, your emotions. When you start here, like for anybody, for myself, I'll speak in myself here. When you start, you take you struggle because you're looking at two worlds. You're looking at your past, the one right? The one you want to leave behind and tie that to your old story. But then you keep looking forward. And on these calls, you hear all the forwards. You hear ways to improve yourself. And you look at that future world, right? Your old self is your familiar past, meaning, hey, I've done this before. I've never done insurance before. Your new self is the unpredictable future. And I think that's what scares us when we start because we've never done this before. The script feels awkward. It doesn't feel like it's me. It doesn't feel um, like this is something that, I can do, or dialing is hard or whatever, right? But here's the thing. Your future is not created by chance, but by choice. The choice to think greater than your circumstances. That's when this whole thing starts to take shape. That's when getting on the phone starts to feel better. That's when you start you start seeing yourself on leaderboards. You start helping families. You start attaching your activity to what you're looking for out of this here at Symmetry, whether that's helping a whole bunch of families or helping create a generational um, change for your family, right? And oh man, that's I think that's one of the biggest learning curves in Symmetry is figuring that part out. When you start putting your past behind you and you start looking at your unpredictable future, it can be a little scary. It's okay. It's normal, right? And think about this for tools for change, how this change happens. There's three things here that three tools for change, right? Awareness. Are you aware and do you catch that I can't even say it, repetitive thoughts and emotions? I heard this from an agent just last Friday. Man, dialing's hard. Dialing sucks. I don't want to do it anymore. When you catch yourself saying that, can you can you reframe that? Can you light a match and start something different when you know you're saying that? That's hard. It feels uncomfortable, right? The second is intention. You got to ask yourself, who do I want to become today when you start your day? Who do I want to become today? Do I want to be the person that lives in the past and say this is predetermined for me? You know, my family's never had wealth. My family's never had you know, I guess I don't want to say, or my family's always had lack. That's the negative part of it. But abundance, our family's never had abundance, right? Whatever that is for you. Ask yourself every day, who do I want to become today? It's the process of becoming that makes all of this work. Practice. The third step is practice this visualization and meditation to rehearse your new self until it feels real. Um, I don't know if anybody here's played golf before or basketball or I know Brandon, you played basketball at a high level. I get it. How many times, and you can just raise your, I mean, this is a rhetorical question. How many times have you sat there and gone through the visualization of a play on the basketball court before you even ran it, right? You get the playbook and you look at it, right? The playbook is our scripts. The playbook is our the client presentation. How many times have you gone through and rehearsed all of that till it really feels real? So when you get in the game, when you get in game action, you already know where you're supposed to go. That's huge because your old self is saying, "Hey, I'm not confident. I don't know how this is going, right? Or how this is going to go." Your new self is you're visualizing yourself speaking boldly, feeling the emotions of confidence right now before reality proves it. Think about that. When you like in golf, I know when I was learning golf, I would have a picture in my head of how I wanted the shot to go, and I would visualize it even before I hit it because it meant so much to me. I would, and then my body reacted to it like I've done it 1,000 times. That's that's what this is about. That part of this, right? Um, it's it's really, really interesting. And I think the biggest thing we miss is we forget to practice some of that. We forget to visualize that. We don't visualize the success. We visualize the struggle. We visualize the, oh, goodness gracious, what are they going to think if I don't dial? Right? Or man, I'm letting people down because I'm not dialing. You get in that negative headspace. Don't do that. And here's the thing here too. Um, every time you choose a new thought, right? This is crazy. Every time you choose a new thought, you open the door to a new future. You open the door to possibility. Paige, when we were starting this, when we were running through this, man, we opened so many doors. We opened so many different things, but it was uncomfortable. The door might have got stuck. The doorstop might have been in it, but we got through it. Um, and you don't have to wait for life to change to feel joy, peace, or freedom. You get to choose it and practice it, and then life meets you right there, especially when you've already rehearsed it in your mind. So think about this. If if tomorrow morning before you hit the ground, feet hit the ground, who do I want to become today? And then live it as though it's even already true. Because if you change your thoughts and you change your life, you change your personality and you change your personal reality. And how we relate this when you're starting out in this business is when you start figuring this out, you look back at yourself and you say, "Oh my gosh, that was so easy. How did I make a mountain out of a molehill there? What? All it took was getting to the um was getting to dial and do this and meet with families. Why did I make this so dang hard?" Right? But if you look back at it, if you really dissect who you are, what you become, you're different than when you started because Now picking up the phone is super easy. It's simple. The hardest thing is just making the first stop, making the first meeting with the first family. Those are the hard things. The rest of it just keeps going and in perpetuity, right? Perpetual motion. So I I'll leave you with this, and Paige, you can chime in if you want at the end here, but seriously, think about this. Refocus your mind and think of it as you're getting out of that emotional debt, meaning, hey, I'm not going to think negative anymore. I'm going to think positive. I'm going to think about where I'm going in the future. Yes, right now the activity might feel a little uncomfortable, but change always is. When you go work out at the gym and you're lifting extra weights and the next day you're wanting to bulk up and your muscles hurt, that's just change. That's all. So I just say this. Picture where you want to go. Think about where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want this to play out. Picture yourself doing the activity of dialing and meeting with families and high-fiving your mentor because you helped 5 families today or whatever it is. But when you picture this, when you focus in on your present future, not your past, your present future, oh my goodness, the world the world will start reflecting what you're talking about. The world will start showing up for you, meaning um, you'll help more families than you ever did. And it'll be like, I had somebody just call me out of the blue. Yeah, because you're already thinking about it. Paige, anything to add there? Because I am, I'm out. This is so good, but
No, my friend, I think to add would be to take away. Great call. Loved it. Thank you.
give you a couple minutes back. So just ask yourself, who are you going to become today? What are you going to get through? And when you the tip and the trick here is when you get to a point where it's a struggle, change the narrative real quick and just understand it's change. And just understand that you've got bigger things than just worrying about if you're making $100 or $200 or $1,000, that it's hard. Change is hard. Go do it. Go have your best day today. Be your best person today. Become your best person right now, starting right now with changing those thoughts. So that's all I got for today, guys. Enjoy, enjoy today. Reach out, reach up, go put that activity in, change those little negative triggers into positives, and let's roll.